Xin chào mọi người, hôm nay chúng ta sẽ đến với cuộc tranh biện lần thứ nhất giữa Alex 14 tuổi và Mary 11 tuổi với chủ đề các nhà trường có nên quy định cho học sinh việc mặc đồng phục hay không. Và Mary với quan điểm là ủng hộ các nhà trường nên quy định về mặc đồng phục cho các học sinh. Alex là người phản đối với quan điểm là không nên quy định về mặc đồng phục cho các học sinh các trường. Và chúng ta sẽ nghe cái tranh biện giữa hai bạn. Nào, bắt đầu. Xin mời Mary.
Okay, so I think that wearing uniform is not as bad as some people thought it.
Louder.
Think it is, because just imagine you can be equal to other students, but not that they are not rich enough to have good quality clothes, but their clothes are old and shaggy, or other students who are very rich and wealthy, they will wear lots of expensive clothes to go to school because they want to show that I'm rich, and then they have the control of everything. What's more is each school has its own color. Not its own color, but its own patterns, and its school logo are very different from each other, and they show the culture, and it shows how the school is look like, or the students, which school are the students from. What's more is just in Vietnam, every secondary school provides uniforms for students, and they make the students wear the uniform on sports day or some festival things, and others compete with other schools, and it helps the unity of a team become more and more. So you would think that wearing uniform is fun too.
I disagree with everything you just have said. Firstly, about your equal status you just said. I mean, think of it in this age and day, almost every home have enough money to provide their children the appropriate clothing for academic purposes. Also, if the students' houses are too economically challenged, they have the uniform. It's not obligate, so the students have more choice of what to wear rather than wearing the same uniform every day. I might say this is the freedom of expression, since it is a quality that we need in the new world, the world we are living in today, where our qualities should be judged by ourselves. Also, about the identity of the school. Even if you said that, look at every type of uniform that you have ever seen. They all have the same design. Shirt, trouser, sometimes cravat. So plain. Everything is like each other. There's no identity that you have promised in your talk. I don't see it evidence, so I don't believe it. Also, because the culture of one places are not very different from each other, that's also a reason why the uniform is the same. So it does not show much identity of the school it is trying to say. It does not convey any special meaning than one another. Now, the third reason why uniform shouldn't be obligatory is, as you say, sports day, right? In sports day, the athlete are basically too tired to notice anything of that. Think of it. After a long run around 500 meters in 1 minute, do you have enough strength to look up and see people cheering for you? It does not matter. As a study showed, the psychology of the cheers really does not help that much. The thing that matters most in sports tournaments are basically your abilities to do it, rather than hearing people cheer. This is not a drama show. This is real life. So there's no way when you hear cheers, you get instantly stronger, then you beat everybody with just a rush.
Honestly, I disagree with you, by the way. Because, hear me out, okay? I don't say that everyone has not, like, every home can provide the good clothes for academic reasons. But just
Hold up. I object with you. As I said in my previous point, if they don't have the good clothing, they can always go to the uniform. As I say, it's not obligatory, so it's all their free choices to see whether would they wear the uniform or not. They can choose to wear it rather than wearing some good quality clothing, or maybe they can go for the decent clothing, and that's okay because this is now the freedom of choice. If they don't make choices now, they don't know when to make good choices later.
okay, teenagers now aren't like, they are still good somehow, but they aren't as good as the teenagers in the past. Okay, they won't just like stay there and hear people talking about you shouldn't wear uniforms or blah blah blah, because they know that the uniforms show what they're in, what their school is, and if they wear decent clothing, their identity won't be clear.
Why should we tie our identity to a singular object, a school in this case? As I say, it's just the freedom of expression. Everybody have a right for that, and I'm thinking that the school uniform somewhat diminished this right, as people cannot get what they choose to wear every day. Imagine every day wearing the same clothes and walking to the same place. You cannot show what other people, what you're thinking. So, a psychologist once say, the good clothing can improve your clothing suitable for you can improve your productivity. So if people now are free to choose what they would wear, they would know to wear something that will help them.
It's not the problem about the students want to or not want, or they don't want to wear uniforms. It's just not. It's like in Vietnam, you can't change it. It's already the school rule, and it's not every kids hate to wear uniforms like you in your past also.
I digress. As a survey, I have personally hold myself from hundreds of students. This is still unofficial, but I hereby declare I did not cherry pick the result, and most say that they felt fairly annoyed with the school uniform. Sometimes it's just not about how bland it is, but sometimes it's also the material of the clothing. Now, as I move on to this, school uniforms are made to serve a wide range of students. So if they want to have good clothing for everyone, they cannot just pick the best material. They have to pick something cheap and sustainable, so they do not spend too much money wasting on uniform rather than something else. Now, making uniform not obligatory, the student can either ask the school to provide him or her an uniform, so he or she, so there's a high chance the quality would improve since the need for uniform is lower, so the school have much more money to work on it than rather than serving the whole school.
Okay. When you tell me this, okay, think about everyday hot. I know that you're hot because the material is not good, but just think of it. You don't want to be messed up with other school students because, okay, some will just say that I wish that I studied at that school, at this school because it is much better at something they want it to be. But when other people look at you and said, "Oh, you're from this or that school," you think that no, it's not true. You're very annoyed. As I said, it's really important to show your identity, show your school's identity. It's not about the material. I know the material is bad because we cannot afford the best. Not always.
I mean, since when did identify one school so important? We're all treated equal, so you can just ask somebody which school he's in. I know the uniform makes things a lot easier since you can see the school name and stuff, but you could always ask. Nobody would get annoyed about something so little as that.
I mean, I didn't say asking.
Yeah, so I covered that for you. So you have a hole in your argument.
Ok, chúng ta tạm ngừng cái việc tranh biện ở đây nhé. Về vấn đề đồng ý hay là không đồng ý thì quan điểm của mỗi người và nó còn phụ thuộc vào rất nhiều yếu tố. Tất nhiên các bạn sẽ đưa ra quan điểm cá nhân, nhưng mà cái phần cuối cùng thì tôi nghĩ rằng là nó sẽ phụ thuộc vào rất nhiều yếu tố, ví dụ là một quốc gia, một trường, hay là còn phụ thuộc vào những vấn đề như là cái nhận thức của phụ huynh hay là cái nhận thức của học sinh. Thế thì chúng ta sẽ ghi nhận cái vấn đề về phản đối hay là ủng hộ ở đây, và chúng ta sẽ còn có những cuộc tranh biện về những vấn đề khác. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn. To say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.